So once again, Hoop fans, Lori Shepard coming to you.
We're going to talk a lot about fantasy football rankings. I want to give the biggest shout out to high school sports.
Belly cut the defender, gets the ball, and it falls at the buzzer!
You
And
have the
live.
headset is weird.
And we're
Oh,
live!
hey!
It's weird for me
Welcome
too, guys.
in. It's weird not to see you with a headset
I
on.
know, it's weird. So, guys, chime in if if we need to increase the sound.
Yeah, we had some
Welcome in,
technical
welcome in.
difficulties. Sorry that
We
we're a
forgot
little late.
to put our
We didn't have our mics on. We didn't have the camera going, but we're here.
Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in on Four Quarters Facebook page, 802 Scoops. And again, we are free on YouTube. Hit that button. It's right there. I lost my ding ding again.
We
ding,
did.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
It's a gorgeous day out there.
Right? How about this like late summer? we're
Right.
having?
I love
This
it.
what an amazing week.
Just give me the sunshine.
I'm going to start things off with, we'll do a high school roundup in a little bit, but I don't think I did last week. Best thing I heard or saw, or hey, what about the worst thing
Yeah.
I heard or saw? I'm going to start off with a text message that I received on Sunday afternoon that says, so best thing I heard, in case there was a question, Daniel Jones still sucks, and those uniforms are atrocious. Thank you, Jen Esquivel.
Fact and fact.
Fact. And fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know when you first look at a screen and you go, oh, look at that, like,
Yeah.
'cause it's something new?
Right.
And then I'm like, what is that? Meaning their
Yeah.
uniforms.
Yeah.
Red and blue's great.
Right.
That mustard gold
Yeah. What's
stuff,
that about?
What is
Yeah.
it?
that stuff was not good. And everybody was there, by the way, you know. Eli, Lawrence Taylor, it was a 100-year
Yeah.
celebration.
Like, way to represent, guys. Way to show up for the. It was
a great game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hi, Clayton.
we'll get to that. The other thing going along the lines of, well, Daniel Jones and the New York Giants, Jonathan Grenard, the defensive end for the Vikings, said, we all felt a little bit bad for Daniel Jones as we're just completely taking away everything he wants to do. Does that hit on Daniel Jones or the coaching staff? That the Vikings read everything?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Both.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, he's just like. I luckily did not watch it, and I'm okay that I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Playing softball was the best thing you could
Yes,
have
it
been
was.
doing.
Yes.
I didn't watch a lot of that particular game. I was on NFL Network, which is like the red zone. It just goes to all the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really actually fun for me. I know a lot of
Me
people
too.
would like to watch their team, but I'm like, oh, no, let's go here, let's go there.
Yep.
The other thing I heard last week, and I wanted to mention it, was the best thing I heard from Stephon Diggs. Believe it or not, Stephon Diggs. I never thought I'd read something from him. Now, we all know he's with the Texans, played with the Bills last year, had a fairly good season, but there was something going on.
Yep, for sure. Friction.
So, yep, it says the situation between the Bills and Stephon Diggs seemingly reached critical mass during the 2023 mandatory minicamp, when the Bills acted as if Diggs stormed out before admitting that they actually asked him to leave. Sometimes you can't believe reporters, you
Right.
know? The two sides tried to stay together for another season. In hindsight, they probably shouldn't have. Diggs says, last year I was in the worst mental space I've been in since I've been in the NFL. If I'm not in a good space, obviously that's not the best for me. So that's when things had started shaking out. Now again, in the first 6 games of the season, he had 620 receiving yards, 5 100-yard games.
Yeah.
So he was doing really well. And then it was a shift in coordinator
Yes.
from Ken Dorsey
Right.
to
Yep.
Joe Brady.
Yep.
And I think they focused more on James Cook at that point. You had him on fantasy.
I did.
He really started to turn it
Yes.
up. And Diggs goes on to say, you can't roll out of bed and get 800 yards in your first 8 games. I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
No,
he's
for
right.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The parlay queen over there will admit that as well. later in our show.
Oh boy.
Your best receivers doing that, meaning getting 800 yards in 8 games. You tell me about the last 10 games. What changed? Were there changes going on? I just pay attention to what really happened and not what people tried to act like happened. Like the last 8 to 10 games, I forgot how to effing play football? Probably not. I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had to give Diggs his props
valid,
there.
valid,
Very
all
valid, yeah.
points.
He didn't forget how to play football.
Right.
No.
So I think the writing was on the wall. One offensive coordinator loved him, one might not have.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't fit into the game plan.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a
his
hell of a
first
debut
game.
with the Texans.
He really
Absolutely.
did.
Good for him.
And, I think I'm reading that because I have said, he's with the Vikings, he's with the Bills, he's with the Texans. He does well for 1 year, and he started out strong. But that was a quote, or that was an article in GQ that was on CBS, and I just thought it was interesting. Because he's
Very.
right. You can't roll out of bed and get
can't.
800
No.
yards.
No.
He didn't forget how to play football. He's a hell of a receiver. So yeah, that was a fun fact I wanted to share last week. Worst thing I saw. No, let's go with best thing still. I was at the Aces Connecticut Sun game last Friday night, and the whole game was the best thing I've ever
Oh
seen.
my gosh.
Yeah, great
Just
game.
really good
You
game.
went to a great game.
Great game.
Great game.
Great game. Connecticut rolls out to a 13-point lead first quarter.
It was really ugly the
Yeah.
first half.
And I'm like, well, I should go get another Modelo because this is going to be a long game. But going into the game, I think Connecticut's a very good team. I've been singing their praises
have,
all
yes.
season long. I still don't know how Las Vegas pulled it out because Jackie Young was
Hit nothing.
god-awful.
Hit nothing.
And when Coach Hammond took her out in the fourth quarter, and I don't
Yep.
think put her back in, I'm pretty
No.
sure.
Yeah, no, she didn't go back in.
Colson went in. Deep on the bench
I
is
love
Colson.
Sid. I love Sid.
So, Plum Dog was on fire,
Yep.
and that's one of the reasons they stayed in the game. Asia Wilson had a typical Asia Wilson game, maybe not in the point column, but it was those 3 rebounds with under
Yep.
a minute to go that
Yep.
were huge.
Absolutely.
But when she got hurt with like 10 seconds, 8 seconds to go in the game,
Yep.
Yeah.
and she literally, it hurt because she ran to the tunnel diagonal from her bench. I mean, she just ran limping, and I was like, freaking 7, 8
Right.
seconds to go in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best thing I saw, that whole Aces bench ran, and that was
Yep.
the opposite side of the court. I thought, wow, what a not
Yeah,
just,
oh, yeah.
not
Yep.
taking care of their teammate, not just that, they're family.
Right.
You can tell teams
Yes.
that are very
Yep.
close
Yes,
knit.
for sure.
Hobbled to the line, shot her free throws. Aces go on to win by 4. I said to myself, nope, I said it out loud. She's not going to play on Sunday when they're playing the Liberty. So she's in the walking boot. They lose to the Liberty by what, CB?
4 points, but honestly, like
Without Wilson.
without Wilson again,
Which is
and again,
impressive.
impressive.
And
That's
again,
very impressive.
right? And again, they were getting their butt kicked in the first half, and then the second half they came out and they were just getting a lot of stops, getting a lot of good. Again, Kelsey Plum went off.
So Plum Dog's kind of saving them a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially
Jackie
without
Young?
Asia.
How'd she look on
she
Sunday? I
still
didn't watch the
didn't.
game.
She didn't. I think she didn't. She started off strong. She had like 2 threes in like the first quarter, and then she was like non-existent.
I don't know. She just, and their defensive rotations were not there until the end.
Yeah.
The last minute to go, they were fine. But again, watched Connecticut live, watched Minnesota last night. I'm still on that Minnesota
Me
Lynx
too.
bandwagon.
I hope so.
Nafisa Collier
Yeah.
has been so.
McBride, that whole team.
They're
Yeah.
playing their butt off.
They really are.
Yeah.
They're, speaking of defensive rotations, it doesn't get much better.
Did Kate Martin get any minutes?
She got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but let me tell you, getting there early and going down to, and literally, I say we were there early, it was 45 minutes before game time to 60 minutes, but it was Chelsea Gray by herself doing a shoot around, a couple of the Connecticut Sun, and then it was all Asia Wilson. Chelsea Gray will stay out there forever to talk and give autographs. And all the Vegas shirts, 80% of them, Kate Martin.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Well, 75%. And
I
the
love
rest
that.
are Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep. And boy, when she went into the game, though,
Yeah.
I wish she had got more playing time with Jackie Young. Still
No,
not
yeah.
playing well.
Yeah.
Right.
And Colson, and again, it's a coach's intuition because
Yeah.
Colson definitely did not hurt them.
Nope.
I probably would have gone to Kate Martin 1st.
Yeah.
Colson, I don't trust, but she was solid. Tiffany
has
Hayes
good
was
defense.
solid. And Chelsea Gray, does what Chelsea Gray does. Let's be real. She's not going to lead the team that often in scoring.
No.
She's going to play okay defense. She's going to have her 6 to 8 assists, but she is an extension of the coaching staff.
Yeah, for sure.
So she's the
Right.
calming influence.
Right.
Yep.
And she's the one that hit the big 3 that I think tied the game up. I
Yep.
think it put them ahead.
Yep.
So yeah, if Jackie Young isn't
need-
stepping up in the next week or
They
so,
need to get her rolling.
Yeah.
they might be out in
They-
the first round.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if they don't have Jackie Young, then
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I feel confident saying that. I'm not
For
just
sure.
saying, I like the Aces, but no, to
sure.
me, they're not one of. I like the Seattle Storm right now, sitting in that 5 spot, better than I like the Vegas right now. As far as the team dynamic,
That's who they'd play, right?
they would probably play them
Yep.
4-5, right? 8.
Yep.
gone?
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, worst thing I saw and the worst thing I heard is the Tyreek Hill debacle. Does anybody want to
Yeah.
talk about it? Because I don't know what to make of it.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, I got distracted.
Tyreek Hill.
Oh.
debacle is all I'm
Yeah.
calling it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know,
guys.
but body cam doesn't lie. I mean,
Right?
And honestly, like him putting up his
Thank you. That's what bothered
window-
me.
No, but it is like a safety measure.
Right.
If the fans saw that this was happening of Tyreek,
Right.
it could have
Right.
caused way more.
Would you have left it down a crack, though?
I mean, he gave him all of his documents. What else does the cop need? The cop
Right.
just should have went to his car, filled out the ticket, came back, and then Tyreek would have put his window
back down. Yeah, I agree. I am 100%.
That's why I'm asking.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I get stopped by the cops, which never happens, but I've gone through a few red lights in my lifetime. Let's be honest. I put my window down, I leave it down. So, but I'm not Tyreek.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm on
People
Tyreek
aren't driving,
freaking Hill.
taking pictures of you.
Right.
The thing to me was when Calais Campbell and Jonu Smith pulled over
Right.
too, just to check on their teammate,
Yep.
knowing it was Hill,
Right.
and they got handcuffed.
Correct.
Yep.
Or at least Campbell did. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Jonu Smith did. I was like, what's happening right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
It's
it
bad.
was really bad. It was, and
really
like,
bad.
here's the thing. They're cops. They have guns.
Yep.
If you let your emotions take over, you shouldn't be a cop
Right,
with guns.
Right.
Right. So they lost control of the situation because
Right.
they're the ones that did it.
Right. And
I mean, Tyreek's
well, he was
he's gonna
again. He
chatter.
was mouthing off. He was
He's
mouthing
gonna
off.
chatter.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
But you're still a cop.
Yep.
You've dealt with this. You
Yep.
need to keep your
Right.
cool. Like it's on the cop.
It's on the cops.
To
'Cause
control
now
the
Tyreek
situation.
wants that cop that's doing desk duty gone.
Right.
Right.
I mean, and we all know his agent is
Yeah.
Drew.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
on the phone with him actually
Yeah.
while he was sitting in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talking to Drew.
And now there's video footage. Like,
Right.
come on now.
I mean, he did take accountability, saying he could have handled
right.
his part better.
Right.
Like
Right.
there's
He
things
said, "I have a platform."
Yep,
Right.
he could have done things differently. But you're absolutely right. I mean, he's pulled over. People
Yeah.
are going to take pictures. Wall-to-wall traffic.
Yep.
Like, I think he did the right thing by doing that. He gave them. He didn't argue or anything like
Right.
that. He gave them all the information. Just go do it. Do the thing, and let's
Right.
you know.
It's
Right.
funny
Wash your hands of
that one cop said to the main cop, "Do you know who that is?" And he's like, "No." Or he goes, "No." And he goes, "Tyreek Hill." And he's like, "Eh."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're a cop in Miami?
Right.
And you
you
don't
know
know
who Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill is?
Hill?
You don't know?" The one thing that bothered me, Dolphin fan my whole freaking life, was on that he's the reason they won the game. Well, that 52-yard
yeah.
field goal when he did the handcuffing thing with
Yeah.
Waddle.
Yeah.
Our younger generation doesn't need to see that. Celebrate. The celebrations are what they are.
Right.
That one, he should have nixed it.
I thought it was
And
funny.
I'm a Dolphin
I thought it was
fan.
funny. I thought it was funny.
I
You
did.
guys,
I thought it
are
was
you
funny.
kidding me?
I did.
And honestly, did you not think he wasn't going to do something?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
No, he's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He's
Could've been-
always going to do
Could have been way worse.
It could have been way worse. I thought it was funny.
Hi.
Yep.
That's
yeah. Elizabeth Guthrie says, loving the mini helmets, but the Pats helmet is being blocked by the subscribe button.
Oh, that's too bad. Darn it. Let's put it way over here
Just
where it
for
doesn't.
you, Will.
God.
If you stay for the whole show, you're going to see why it's where
There you
it's
go.
at.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. And it's not to hide it behind the Dolphins. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, my friend. Trust me. On that note, the Tyreek Hill note, I'm going to do high school roundup. And then I'm going to turn it over to you guys because I knew we didn't disagree. I loved hearing your input. I loved it. I loved it. And yes, you guys have great points. High school football from last weekend. Raiders, after coming away with that big win over North Country, fell to Bellows Falls 33-13. They will be at Linden this Saturday at 1 p.m. Mount Abe, Garrett Sicily and I called the Thursday night game over Spalding 39-14. They will be at Otter Valley this Saturday at 7 p.m.
Otter Valley now has lights on the field. Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
I will say that Spalding, because they got shut out the week before, was up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
92-yard touchdown run.
Oh, dang.
And a 94-yard pick six.
Oh.
And then Mount Abe went. Oof. In boys soccer, roundup of boys soccer from last week through to yesterday. Harwood is still on that 20-game unbeaten streak. Saturday, an 11-1 victory over Middlebury. And I think on Monday, 0-0 with Mount Mansfield. But it's not a loss.
Nope.
But it's almost.
But it's, yeah.
Sticking with boys soccer, U32, a couple of games in the past week. 3-0 over Randolph Union High School. That put Randolph at 3-1 on the season, their first loss. And Saturday, 6-1 over Mount Abe. In that 3-0 game, Shiloh Weiss, a couple of goals, Maddox Heiss the other goal. They sit at 2-1 on the season. Field hockey. U32, I love, you know me in numbers. In their last 5 years of U32 field hockey, they've only lost 11 games.
Wow.
Wow.
They got a hell of a program.
That's crazy.
But they went up against what high school?
Oh, let me guess. Hartford?
Hartford! U32 suffers their first loss. They're 2-1 on the season. Hartford 3-0 with a 6-1 victory over the Raiders. On a Saturday, that was Saturday soccer, U32 and Middlebury, a 0-0 tie. U32 likes those 0-0. That puts the Raider girls at 1-1 on the season. Spalding on this past week, I think Monday game maybe, 2-1 over Mount Abe. That puts them 1 win, no losses, and a tie. Sophie Goriello and Taylor Keel with
Those
the
names
goals.
sound familiar.
I know. I was gonna say. I was like,
Ah,
hey, we know
in
that.
Familiar
that
athletes.
game. So that's a quick roundup of high school sports in the last weekend, and through Monday. CB, you want to do a dog or no?
Still just the two. We still have Abigail, who we've covered a few times, and Noodle, who are both still available.
It's a sign.
Frank,
it's a
does your dad
sign.
Listen.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to do the Facebook.
Okay. All right.
But
Well,
I'm wearing him down.
CB is working so hard.
So
on
hard.
Noodle.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm willing to try to get Noodle fostered with us,
Yeah.
and then we can just kind of. But
Like a
if you're-
handoff.
your dad's talking about him to your brother.
Yeah, right?
That's a big
That's
step.
a big step.
He mentioned it to my brother. He wanted to try and deny it, but Teddy was like, "Yeah, he mentioned a dog." I was like, "Wait, he mentioned Noodle?"
Love that.
And
it's
at
probably
this
the name.
point-
The name is totally grabbing your dad.
right?
Like,
And
you
my
can't-
dad is a big softie. He is
Yep.
the biggest softie.
Your dad's got a heart of gold.
So I just kept saying, she's in a vet's office, Dad. She's probably so confused
and
and
she's
so
getting
stressed out.
anxiety.
Tug at those
through the roof.
heartstrings.
Exactly.
Tug at 'em.
I'm trying.
Anxiety
I'm writing
is
down.
really,
I
really bad. So
know.
any training
real.
she had,
Right.
it's kind of
She's just got
leaving.
it. She needs consistency.
Yes. Yep.
anxiety in dogs is real, people.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
God, is it
my-
real?
Sophie's
Poor-
a walking.
My poor Paisley has meds to prove it.
Yeah. So does Sophie.
I
Oh
mean,
my God.
It
and
is
you've
real.
some soccer.
Yeah, a couple
shout-outs?
of other things. Real quick, guys. It's 9/11.
yes,
It is.
It's
Yes.
9/11.
Yep.
Thank you for saying that, CB, because every time I looked at the date today, for whatever reason at
Yep.
work, I'm like,
Yeah.
9/11.
So,
Yeah.
as someone, I was in New York
yep.
when 9/11 happened. I just remember, like, a lot of kids were being taken out of school, and like loads and loads of kids, and we're like, we had no idea what was going on.
Right.
And then the teachers took us aside and told us what happened. We went home, and I just remember seeing my mom like just in tears.
Absolutely.
But what I also remember is, especially Long Island, New York City, if you didn't have someone directly affected by, by the attack, you knew someone who
Right.
was there,
Yeah.
either
Yep.
a cop,
100%.
a fireman, or even those who died of cancer related to
Exactly.
9/11 decades later. But what I remember also is how united we were. Like, it really didn't matter what politics you followed, what race you were. We were all Americans,
Yep.
and it didn't matter.
Right.
And I just remember how nice everyone was. New Yorkers get a bad rap. We do. We want to give each other space by, like, no eye contact.
Right.
Just keep your head down and walk.
Yep.
But what I remember is people had their heads up. They were waving to each other. They were checking in with each other.
Exactly.
And in a time where we've never been more divided, let's just think about the big picture.
Right.
So I just wanted to put that out there. And then
I wish you had made this speech before the presidential debate. Like,
yeah,
I would
wow.
put you there and
yeah.
have you make that speech and then let them talk.
Because in the end,
all I'm gonna
guys,
say.
we're all just people.
Yeah. Thanks, CB, for doing that. Thank you.
No problem. So the next thing, yes, I do have some soccer, guys, because let's talk soccer. So we have 2 big retirements this year.
Huge.
Or at least they're big for me.
Yes.
Yes,
Guys, it's like,
absolutely.
two of my favorite players. Kelly O'Hara, who, Stanford grad, started as a forward, but has been playing defense. So tenacious. Like,
Yep.
she's just like a dog. She's retiring at the end of this season. She's currently playing for New York, New Jersey, Gotham. She has 160 caps for the U.S. women's national team, 2 World Cup wins in 2015, 2019, an Olympic gold medal in 2012, an Olympic bronze medal in 2020, and she's a 2-time NWSL champion.
That's quite a resume.
Yep.
Right.
Nice little resume there.
And then we have a couple of pictures from a game.
Jess Grout,
Yep.
via Jess Grout, going to the game.
It's a
on
gorgeous,
Sunday.
it's a gorgeous
Sunday.
stadium. Like, the sky is
view,
gorgeous
the
on
panoramic
these.
view.
That picture is awesome.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
well done, Jess.
So she's retiring, and then the other retirement is Alex Morgan.
Huge.
Who everybody, I feel like,
She's
soccer
the
fan
face.
or not, you know who she
Yes,
is.
she's the face of U.S. soccer for a long time.
For a long time. Yeah.
And so she's pregnant.
Yep.
She's going to have another baby. But let's look at her resume. 224 caps for the U.S. women's national team. 123 goals in her international career, ranking her 5th on the all-time list. 86 matches that she scored for the U.S. women's national team, they never lost.
Oh, wow.
They went 76, 0, and 10. She's part of those 2015 and 2019 World Cup championship teams. She has the Olympic gold medal in 2012 as well, and she was a 2-time U.S. Soccer Female Athlete of the Year. But I think, like, what I respect most about Alex Morgan, we all know she's a great soccer player.
Yes.
And especially given, like, let's face it, she's white and she's pretty and she's young. Right? So she was the face of women's soccer, had all of these deals, but she's put so much work into equity and equality in women's sports and advocating for other women athletes. She's really put her money where her mouth is.
Yep, the platform.
for sure.
Sure.
And so props to Alex Morgan. She's a
Didn't get
legend.
handcuffed.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
Sorry.
She's a legend.
She really is. She's
Yeah.
a great ambassador. I feel like, there was Mia Hamm,
Yep.
and then there was Alex Morgan.
For sure.
For like different
sure.
generations.
For sure.
That's exactly
like,
the generational.
like me growing up, it was Mia Hamm.
Yep.
For kids now that are, it was all about Alex Morgan.
Right.
So, and then
For
it's
sure.
probably going to be Trinity Rodman or
Or
Sophia Smith.
Yep.
Hey, Rodman's so cool.
There's always one, but you're right. I mean, she played the game right. She did everything off the field correctly.
Yep. She was kind of like the Derek Jeter.
She was.
Right?
Yep.
She never had any controversies.
Right.
Did anyone see Derek Jeter on College Game Day? He was on College Game
No.
Day
I've
before the
seen him.
Michigan-Texas game. God, does he look amazing.
Right?
Right.
He
Sorry,
has.
he just popped into my head. He's got
has.
that
I saw him
scruff look going.
I
really
watched
good.
the Old Timers Day,
Scruff look.
and he looks good.
He
Yeah.
looks good. Sorry,
does.
I
He does.
digress. That one's on me. Derek Jeter, where? Squirrel?
Squirrel?
All right, sorry. My bad.
So that's my shout outs.
Wheels?
Wheels?
I know you got one. You got the K3
I
shirt
do.
on.
I do.
From
So
your softball
I
weekend?
didn't. I did not get to watch any football or anything like that, but
Which was good.
Yeah.
since the Giants are effing terrible
Yep.
and my fantasy team was even worse. I really didn't miss.
Just 1 week, though.
I really didn't miss anything.
Just 1 week.
So my 2024 softball season came to an end over the weekend. We played in a tournament in Campersville. We played with the K3 team.
How many teams were in the
There were 12 teams.
Nice. That's a great number. That's a good one.
So we ended up playing 9 games in 2 days.
Damn.
Six games on Sunday.
Damn.
And we doubled it for the championship.
Don't you think every time somebody wins a championship, it's a double
It's
dip?
a double dip.
It's not
Were
good
you
to
walking
win.
on Monday, Wheels?
I actually was not as sore as I thought I would
Because you
be.
were ready.
Yeah.
You've been a dog all season long.
but-
I mean that in a good way, not a bad
Yeah,
way.
I mean, I'm not one of the young pups anymore, and I actually found out that I'm the oldest one on the K3 team. But whatever.
Are you?
I am.
Nicely done, my friend.
But so my shout out is to everybody who played on the K3 team over the weekend and took time away from family. They had to get up really early. We played early games. It was 2 hours away for some people.
Wow.
It means a lot to me. The K3 team, for those of you who don't know, it's for my sister. We put a team together of people who either played with Crystal or knew Crystal or just knew me and how much I loved and respected my sister when we, in life, but especially playing softball. So Addison, my niece, got to play in this tournament. Her best friend Ella, it was her 60th
awesome.
birthday. She
That
got
is
to play in the
awesome.
tournament.
Mama and Papa Wheels
Mama
were
and Papa
there.
Wheels were there. They sponsored us. So a shout out to everyone who is part of the K3 family, and a huge thank you from my family to you guys, because softball is more than just a game, and it's the definition of playing for the name on the front. So
100%.
So yes, that is my shout out. I do have a shout down for Daniel Jones.
Oh,
It
no,
is-
we're going back to DJ.
Well,
already?
I have to because this stat is absolutely incredible.
I love numbers.
It
Might
sums it
not
up.
like this number.
It sums it up. Okay, are you ready
Yep.
for this?
I think I know what stat you're putting out.
Daniel Jones has more pick sixes
Yep.
than touchdown passes since signing his $160 million deal.
Yep.
That's
Another fun stat.
$160
Mic
million.
Another fun stat, Saquon Barkley has had more touchdowns for the Eagles than Daniel Jones has for the Giants
Yes.
in the last 2
Where's
years.
my bell? Ding,
We
ding,
need bells
ding,
everywhere.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding, bells.
Oh my God. I'm speechless.
I had to. That stat
Yeah.
I was like, you've got to be kidding.
They can cut ties with him after this year without a big hit. I
Okay,
think it's
too,
right.
It's too late.
Carson Beck looks really good.
People literally stayed after the game to boo him on the way out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't even feel bad.
Yep.
I don't
It's
feel bad
New
for him.
York- it's also
He's
New York.
terrible.
It's New York. We've been dealing with crap for the last 10 years.
I mean,
Welcome to the NFL season.
Yep.
he doesn't even look like he knows what he's doing. Like, he looks like he's never played football before in his life.
He has
Ever.
that
And I think
deer in the headlight look.
isn't Dable calling the plays
He
this year?
is. If Daniel Jones is gone at the end of the year, again, it's only week 1. Coach Dable will be gone.
I
too.
agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I
It's
100%
just
agree.
They
For sure.
will clean and recycle again.
Yep.
Start all over again.
Real quick, Kathy says, Jody,
Oh,
loved our fantasy matchup last week. Looking forward to the next, my
oh,
friend.
same.
She
way to
did
kick a girl when
She
she's
really
down, Kathy.
did it. I didn't think
Damn.
she would chime in.
I mean,
Kathy, I
she didn't
give
just
you
beat
credit.
me. She like doubled my points.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And then
it was-
I'll tell everybody listening, then she messaged me Monday morning and said one word, Aubrey. I guess the Cowboy kicker had like 21 points or 20 points.
Her kicker had more points than my quarterback did.
Oh, no.
Because my quarterback
Oh, it was Joe Burrow.
was Joe Burrow,
Oh, ouch.
who needs to get out of being blonde and go back to what you were doing.
That's the problem.
It is.
Yep. God.
Get rid
damn
of it.
Blondies.
Fix it.
Tell ya.
It'll be
don't know.
amazing if he comes back and
God.
without it.
Oh my God. You kill. And then at one point, I'm like, who the heck has Stephon Diggs after he scores it? Because I don't know everybody's roster.
I don't
Right.
either.
I think it was Kathy Thurston.
Oh,
that
probably.
had him.
Probably.
You know, that Kathy Thurston.
She had everybody
person.
that went off.
Elizabeth says, careful, you have blonde listeners.
I love it.
Yeah, but born
Elizabeth.
blonde versus
Whatever he's doing.
whatever he's doing. it's a little
And
different.
Kathy Thurston has Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was off to a rough start Friday.
Friday.
Rough. That's
Friday.
rough.
As soon as Friday happened and Saquon had 3 touchdowns, I was like, yep, this is not looking great.
Kathy, kudos for chiming in, because I was going to give you the message, but I'm like, and I kind of did, but I'm like, I don't know. We'll see, Kathy.
Mark says Miami is all done. Injuries have started.
Oh, boy.
Our whole backfield. We got Mostert is out. Devon Achane, not sure. Game time decision.
Right.
Fantasy people love that. Not.
Yeah.
Mostert chest. But you know what, Mark? There's this 4th rounder named Jalen Wright.
Yep.
Just give him the ball tomorrow night. And what do we have to lose? They're 1-9 in their last 10 games against the Buffalo freaking Bills.
Yep.
1-9.
Morgan says, hello, ladies. Does the NFL miss Brady or the other way around?
Well, personally, no. I don't miss seeing his freaking mug at all.
Nope.
At all.
I enjoyed watching him in a Tampa Bay uniform. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't miss anything about him. Nothing.
I think he misses it.
Oh, for sure.
And he's trying to buy 10% of the Raiders, and I think that's about to go through. There's a lot of
That's smart.
lot of
honestly.
hoops to jump
That's
through.
really smart, honestly.
Yep, and there's
Great
his
investment.
contract. Is it Fox that he's calling for?
I think so.
His contract
Yep.
has so many stipulations because if you're an owner and you're calling a game,
Right.
Okay.
you know, there's so many hoops.
Right.
Yep.
But they are working overtime to get that contract signed
Mm-hmm.
with all the stipulations in it and make him a 10% owner of the Raiders. Does that mean he's going to suit up for the Raiders?
Yep.
The
Mark
NFL
says-
might miss him.
Mark says no one misses Brady.
Yeah, smart.
Karen
Dolphin
says,
fan.
Karen says, I lost my matchup even having scored the second highest team
point.
in our league. That's
Second
rough.
highest points.
That is rough.
When you score that many points and you have, what'd she tell me, 4 to 5 players with 20-plus points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I had 1 or 2.
Yeah. I didn't have
And
any.
then you look at all the other scores,
Yep.
you go, what the F? Fantasy football is cruel, which we
That's-
all
It
know
is
that
so
anyway.
cruel.
That sucks.
It takes you from here to here
Yep.
so fast
And
that
I may
don't
have
even know.
won, but I will always say this, win or lose, part of it's luck. I still
Oh,
think
sure.
60
Yeah.
to 70%.
For sure.
So I'm playing Emily. When is Amon-Ra St. Brown going to have 31 receiving yards?
right, exactly.
When?
Probably never again.
Never, ever again.
And
I
CB
can't-
lost out on money because of that.
And
you know?
Jake Ferguson gets hurt in the Cowboys game.
Yep. Oh,
That was her tight end.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes, he got her what he always gets. and
Yeah,
he's
usual.
not going to go off. But I looked at so many of her players, and I'm like, they will all go off this week.
Yep.
So it's luck.
Yep.
It's luck. I had Cooper Kupp, and that was really the reason why I won.
Yeah.
Jefferson, Kupp, and Garrett Wilson. As soon as we started talking about them, texting.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Yes,
non-existent.
I know. I was like, did I just jinx?
You podcast jinx not being on a
Wilson?
podcast.
Right.
Let's talk NCAA football, where Wheels and I said, or I said, game of the week, Nebraska, Colorado.
I did.
Ended up being the stinker of the week.
It was
awful.
terrible.
I kept trying too. I'm like, nope, something's going to happen. What kept happening was Shedeur Sanders was staring at the sky.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he was running for his life.
We called Texas, Michigan,
Yep.
right? Yonner.
Yep. Yonner.
Best game of the day was Kansas Jayhawks. Yes, football, not basketball. Losing to Illinois 23-17. It was a great game. Jayhawks were in the top 25. They fell out. Illinois went in, but it was a really fun game to watch. The only other thing I got out of the weekend, NCAA-wise, is Syracuse 2-0. Just beat Georgia Tech, a hot Georgia Tech team. Kyle McCord is the kid that left Ohio State. In 2 games, he has 735 passing yards and 8
Damn.
touchdowns.
Damn.
I don't
2
think
games.
Syracuse has had a quarterback like that since Donovan McNabb.
Right.
Holy
I agree
crap.
100%.
Holy
Agree.
crap.
People don't go to Syracuse to play football.
No.
They just
For sure.
Yeah.
Agree 100%.
I remember too when he went there, we both were like,
Why?
why?
No pressure.
Why?
Just gonna
Yeah.
go play the game. I don't
working.
know.
It's working.
If you tour around the campus this weekend, best game is Friday night. Arizona, number 20 in the country, going up against number 14 K-State, 8 p.m. on Fox. Best game of the week will be that one. I'll eat my words, of course. If you get the SEC station, 1 p.m. on Saturday is number 24, the Boston College
the
Eagles.
25.
I love it. Going up against number 6 Missouri Tigers. Mizzou's got a heck of a team this year. And then at 3:30 on CBS, you can watch them if you want to. Number 18, Notre Dame, who was number 4 last week, but lost to Northern Illinois. Who? Northern Illinois.
Yep.
Who? Northern Illinois.
Yeah. Terrible
They
game.
will be playing Purdue at 3:30 on CBS. Let's see if they bounce back. But there's 2 things they're talking about after college football. Can Notre Dame get into the top 12 to get into that playoff? The panel on ESPN says no effing way. 2 games into the season,
Damn.
they're saying no effing way.
Wow.
Paul Feinbaum again says, if you guys weren't so full of yourselves, meaning Notre Dame,
Right,
you guys put yourself on a pedestal, you won't join a conference. Because if you went and joined a conference, it's a great point by Mr. Feinbaum, you'd be playing in a conference championship game at the end of the season, which would just skyrocket you into the top 6.
Yep.
But because you're prima donnas, this is all his wording, and I agree with him. And then if you look at their schedule, they got Purdue, they got Army, they got Navy.
Yeah, nothing.
There's nothing except the last game of the season, and again, no conference championship bid, or to play in one. They play USC. That's the only ranked team.
Yeah.
And like Feinbaum said, you better hope USC is in the top 10 and you go in and beat them.
Right.
Yeah.
That gives you the only freaking chance, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally have to go on. They would have had to gone undefeated, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
The other chirping around NCAA football is that Deion Sanders will be out at Colorado at the end of this season, meaning he's going to leave on his own terms and just be like, I'm done. It's hard to recruit in the state of Colorado for Colorado football. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay.
And he should have gone to Florida State, meaning Florida State should have chased him around because he can recruit. Just people don't want to go to Colorado and play football.
Right.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, if somebody offered me a scholarship to go play
Right.
football,
Right.
I'm going to go play football.
Right.
So kind of a down week in college football. Again,
But the Nebraska Colorado game, I was disappointed in the game, but Nebraska is really
good.
Like,
They've got the right
do
coach
not
there.
sleep on them.
I'm sorry, Scott Frost. I was a big Scott
Yeah.
Frost fan, but as soon as he left, that program took a step in the right direction, and it's Matt Rule.
Matt Rule, he's great.
He built that Baylor program, then went to the NFL. Sometimes it's, oops, why'd I do
You
that?
gotta try.
Wrong turn.
Yep.
And now he's going to build Nebraska into a powerhouse
they're
again.
amazing,
They're
and they
good.
have Patrick Mahomes' little mini-me at quarterback.
Yep. And he's good.
And he's a freshman.
He's good.
He's very good.
He does look just.
He
that
looks like
picture
him.
you showed me,
His
freaked me
body
out.
type, the way he plays,
He's even
everything.
got the little,
yeah.
Oh, really?
carpet
He's
on
got
his
the
chin. I don't know
the
what that
hair.
is.
He looks.
Glasses.
He wears 15. Like
Yep.
he's
So-
definitely a little mini-me.
So yes, big thank you for pointing out
Yeah.
how good Nebraska really is. How's Shohei doing? I think we're at 45 and 46.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we still got a lot of baseball to go.
Yep.
45,
He's
46,
gonna get it.
50-50 effort is
He's
it's
got
gonna
it.
happen.
He'll get
Yeah.
it.
He'll get
He'll
it.
get it.
Yankees are still holding where they were last week, half a game ahead of the Orioles.
Judge still doesn't have a home run.
Nope. Nope.
How many at bats now? 54, something like that.
Yeah. Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Kansas City leapfrogged Minnesota again. Cleveland,
Love that.
Yeah,
Love
Cleveland
that.
still
Yep.
holding to the 3.5. Houston not playing great, but still 4.5. Seattle's got to go on a win streak.
Yeah, they do.
Man, come on.
I picked you
Mariners.
guys. Come on.
Phillies, the National League East is done. We all
Yeah.
know the Phillies are going to win it.
Yep.
But I'm looking at the
They're getting hot
standings,
again,
and
too.
the Mets and the Braves are tied 79, 66. 8 games back.
that
Why
third.
are the Mets acting like they're good? The Milwaukee Brewers still holding pat, 8.5 up on the Cubs. Dodgers 4.5 up on the Padres. We like the wild card at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
Baltimore plus 5.5. Kansas City plus 2.5. Minnesota holding that 3 spot again. The Detroit Tigers 3 games
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Red Sox 4. Over in the NL, I think it's a shoe-in, even though I shouldn't say shoe-in. 2.5 and 2. 2.5 plus, 2
The
plus.
Padres and the
Yeah.
Padres, Diamondbacks, Mets, Braves tied, Cubs 4 back.
Yeah.
A lot of baseball
A
left
lot.
to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the wild card race. That's the most important
Yeah.
part. So Shohei, we're pretty sure, is going to get the 50-50. We don't want to give him the podcast jinx, though, so maybe he'll get it. Aaron Judge, maybe.
Maybe. You know what's hard?
He'll get a-
Is the Yankees are playing the Royals, and I'm just loving the Royals
Yep.
right now. So it's
Right?
hard for me.
So it's hard, isn't it?
like obviously,
Yep.
They have a good team.
they're so fun
Yep.
to watch. Like
Yep.
I miss the days of watching the Yankees when they were fun to watch. I feel like it's been a long time
Yep.
for that. I feel like they're
Derek Jeter's not
But
there.
Alien, they brought up Alien again.
yeah.
Dominguez. So it's cool seeing him up
What
here.
position
Yeah.
does he play again?
Like center field. So should be interesting next year.
Yeah. I think it's getting back to that. I think if they keep Soto, and they just
What do they do in the outfield though? If they
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
Soto,
that's the question.
Like, what
now
do they
that you
do
told
with
me
Judge?
center
Right.
field. Headlines for the NFL today is Raheem Mostert is out. They obviously play the Bills tomorrow night. Devon A-Chain went through a walkthrough. What does that mean?
yeah, right.
So he walked through practice. I don't know. He's questionable with an ankle. Mostert's the chest injury. Christian McCaffrey
Yeah.
probably out again this
Yeah.
week. Achilles
Tendonitis.
tendonitis.
You want to be careful with that.
Right?
Very careful
Yeah.
with
The
that.
Achilles?
Yeah.
I'm like,
you don't screw
Yep.
around with Achilles.
Oh.
Especially as a running back.
Exactly.
So I will say this.
Puka's out too.
Yeah, Puka's going to be
Puka's
a,
out
Out
for
for 4
4
weeks.
Yeah.
And
4
he
weeks.
was in some pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in some
Yeah.
pain. And there goes my huge prediction with this team because you got to have the
You
1A,
gotta-
1B.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah.
So that hurts. My biggest thing from the first week was Bobby Turner. Who you say? Great story. Bobby Turner is the running back coach for the 49ers. Kyle
Oh,
Shanahan's the head coach. Mike Shanahan, his dad, legend in Denver and Washington. Bobby Turner was his running game coordinator as well and running backs coach. So this guy's been around for 27 plus years. They showed him a lot.
They did.
Because you don't have Christian McCaffrey, so the Jets got to feel a little confident
A
going
little
into
bit,
that
yeah.
game.
You would think.
Absolutely.
And Jordan Mason went off for what, 147? A
20
touchdown on
what, 27?
26
Yeah.
carries.
26, 27, yeah.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jordan Mason. Well,
Yep.
guess what, Christian McCaffrey? You don't need to rush back.
Right.
Bobby Turner has been turning that out for 27 plus years
Unreal.
with Alfred Morris, Elijah Mitchell, Mike Anderson, Jeff Wilson, and Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, Terrell Davis, who was a 6th-round pick. So
Wow.
you get these
Yeah.
guys, and he molds them.
Yep.
And the whole NFL is trying to figure out their running game scheme.
Yeah.
Good luck. But I was very proud of Monday night for constantly showing Bobby Turner.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
The guy deserves his props.
Absolutely.
He really, truly does. Some of the headlines, obviously, the Chiefs hold off the Ravens by a toenail.
Literally.
Oh my gosh.
Toenail.
Crazy.
Barkley scores 3
Yep.
in his debut with the Eagles. That Steeler-Falcon game, typical Steeler game.
Yeah.
Justin Fields didn't hurt him.
Ugly.
Yep.
TJ Watt is a dog, man.
Yep.
Oh my
I might
gosh, he's
be
so good.
Singing his praise more than
Myles Garrett?
I
Oh,
don't- I don't know.
wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Josh Allen saves the day, but the Cardinals came out of a cannon.
Yes, they
and
did.
forgot there
Yeah.
was a second half.
Yes.
The Tennessee Titans forgot there was a second half.
for sure.
The what the hell are you thinking?
Goes to
Will Levis.
Yep.
What were you thinking?
what in the heck were you
And that
thinking?
Yeah.
picture of him on his knees like this
Yep.
sums it all up.
He's lucky
What
he's adorable.
were you doing?
Rookie quarterbacks, tough weekend.
It was tough for them.
Caleb Williams, tough debut. The Bears defense, I told you guys last week, watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
For that Bears defense. We talked about Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, the other one.
Yeah.
2 new Texans.
Yep.
Stephen A. would not put the Texans in his power ranking of the top 5. I put the Texans right at number 5. He had Chiefs, Niners, Eagles, Lions, and who did I just say he had at 5?
Texans.
No, I had the Texans.
Does he have the Cowboys? No, he would never put the
No,
Cowboys
who
in the
did
top
he
5.
put at
God, he
5?
hates the Cowboys.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ravens. Stephon Diggs, obviously, and Joe Mixon were on fire. Miami. Jason Sanders, 52-yard field
Yeah.
goal. Derek Carr and Clint Kubiak's new offense. There's another. Gary Kubiak,
Yeah.
big-time coach. From my time, his son is the offensive coordinator of the Saints.
Where did Carr come from?
I don't know.
You know how many years I've had him on my fantasy team?
He's still on waivers if you want.
I-
I like your Baker pickup, though.
Yep.
I wish I had a bell to ring right now. Sam Darnold, for at least 1 week, you made Mina Kimes, Dan Orlovsky, and Lori Shepard so happy. Thank you. They were doing a dance on studio yesterday. J.K. Dobbins said, watch out for J.K. Dobbins. Well, he had 135 yards on, wait for it, 10 carries.
Yep.
Holy.
13 and a half. What?
Wow.
What?
Yep. That's
Wow.
Kenneth Walker III looks amazing, but he's always hurt. So I don't know. Dak Prescott, you are now the richest man in the history of the NFL.
Which is
Crazy.
stupid.
Yep. But
Crazy.
your defense
Stupid.
again looks good.
Yep.
Dan Quinn's gone.
course,
Mike Zimmer, they're not skipping a beat. This guy, Baker Mayfield, looked amazing.
He looked
I
so
doubted
good.
him.
Yeah.
I said,
I
new
think we all
offensive
did.
coordinator.
We all did, I think.
But he looks good, and nothing better than that Rams-Lions game.
So good.
Nothing better.
Ooh, Jen.
Nothing better. And can I just point out one more thing as we talk about the richest man, Dak Prescott? What is he getting, 50, 60? It looks
60,
like
I think.
60.
Yeah.
The guaranteed puts it around 2. It doesn't matter. Dan Orlovsky said one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, he's precise, he's savvy, and he has pinpoint accuracy, is Brock Purdy. He put him in the top 5, Orlovsky did, and he's making $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the last year of that contract, though, I think.
Yep.
His rookie
It
deal.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's going to
then-
get his money.
Oh, for sure.
And they gave Ayuk the money. They're going to have to give Purdy the money, and Debo's up for an extension. Somebody's gone.
Oof.
Well,
Somebody's
the Manning
gonna be
brothers
gone.
were hard on Ayuk the other night.
Oh, for sure.
They were riding him bad, and it was funny.
I love watching the
What
was-
Manning cast.
Your biggest surprise and biggest disappointment?
Oh, God.
My biggest surprise was this team called the New England Patriots.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
Coach
sure.
Mayo, great job.
For sure.
That defense didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I think for me, the biggest disappointment was Aaron Rodgers. I
Agree.
Yep.
I thought,
Yep.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I
Right.
was looking forward to
Yeah.
what he could
Me
do.
too. Yeah, me too.
So super disappointed
Yep.
in that.
He had like one good drive.
Yeah.
He did.
Like one good
The
drive.
opening one or the
Yep.
second one?
The
Yeah,
second, the
and that
second
was-
drive was his only good drive, and that's when I sent Lori the text, and then it was like,
Because I had Garrett
Nothing.
Wilson.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what a combo. And I'm like, sweet. I turned it on, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Where did Garrett Wilson go?
yep,
So that was definitely the biggest disappointment for me. And then I think the biggest surprise was Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how well he just didn't
It
even skip
is-
a beat.
yeah, he
It
looks
is
so
his team.
good.
Yep.
He looks so good.
Yeah, the connection with him and Mike Evans is
Yeah.
just,
Sick.
yeah. So,
I mean, there was one throw because Evans had 2 TDs. Baker put it where only he could get it, but Mike Evans had to go get it, and he made it look.
Yeah.
It's just so
Yeah.
easy.
Yep.
they were
Oh.
impressive. I was very impressed with them.
Jen Esteville says, "Guess who had Dobbins on the bench? This girl."
Jen, I would have had him on the bench too.
Me
Yeah,
too, probably.
I
For
mean-
week 1, yep, I would have had him on the bench. He was high on draft night on my list, so great job at drafting him. I would have had him on the bench. Patriots were the biggest surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
Cleveland was my biggest disappointment.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
And another allegation
then
against
just
Watson.
Just that whole organization.
It's shit
That
show.
What's happening?
whole organization.
What is happening?
It's a shit show.
They're probably hoping to God that he gets expelled.
Something.
They should have
Suspended.
re-signed Joe
Yeah.
Flacco.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you wouldn't have had to have given him a ton
Absolutely.
of money.
And they have Jameis
obviously,
Winston, right, though?
Yes,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
players loved playing for Flacco.
Yeah.
What,
Yes.
what is the jive
I
in
think
Cleveland?
I feel like
Deshaun.
this will go down as the worst contract ever.
Ever.
100%.
But I feel like the Browns just have to wash it. Just
Yeah.
wash it.
Right.
Like
Say you
move on.
screwed up
Yep,
and
just
send him
move
packing.
on.
Like,
Yes.
There's a clip of apparently he fumbled and one of his linemen recovered his fumble and he went to go pick him up,
Yep.
help him up, and the lineman pushed his hand away.
No.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
there's a good nugget.
And that
Did
tells you
not see
Yeah.
that.
a lot right there.
Whoa.
And then these new allegations, guys.
Yeah. Right?
Again.
They just
They're
keep popping
so,
up.
but did you read it?
No, tell us
It's
about it.
no, I don't even want
Don't tell
to.
us about it
is
then.
so bad. It's worse than the other
Really?
ones. It's
Oh,
worse
wow.
than
Worse
the
than
other
the other
ones.
dozen?
It's worse than the other ones.
Wow.
It's worse than the other ones.
Man, they got to cut that
They
cord
do.
quickly.
They just got to do
Joe
it.
Flacco is on somebody's roster. I'm going to figure that out unless
But
anyone else
NFL
out
ain't
there
doing
knows.
shit.
No.
Huh?
NFL ain't doing shit.
No, they're not.
Rashid Rice, prime example.
Yep.
It still ticks us
They
off.
care more about gambling than they do
Yeah.
about a guy driving like over 100 miles an hour,
Crashing.
getting in a crash,
Yep.
and then leaving the scene of a crime.
and leaving the scene.
Yep.
Rat
Stupid.
bastards, I tell you.
Stupid.
CB, what about that parlay before we get into six-pack of picks?
You guys, CB's here, which means she didn't win big on the parlay.
I'm 0 for 1. I'm 0 for 1. Two things. Justin Jefferson had 59 yards.
And he needed?
60. And then freaking Amon-Ra was complete, like, wasn't doing anything. He had like 4 yards going into like the third quarter. I was like, what the hell?
I literally thought he got hurt.
Yes.
I thought he
was like,
got
what's-
hurt.
Yeah.
Jamison Williams went
Off.
They kept going. Yeah, they kept going to Williams. I'm like, this isn't happening.
And they've been waiting 3 years for that young man because he's had to sit out games. He got, I don't know, suspended for something. So Williams finally got a camp in for one. And they do have a great running game there too.
They do.
They
Two-headed
really
monsters
do.
there
Those
too.
two
Yeah.
are- So what's the parlay? What are we looking at for this
So-
week, CB?
Last time I did receivers and running backs. This time I'm doing quarterbacks.
Nice.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
it. Like it.
So it's basically Tua, Goff, CJ, Mahomes, and Rodgers have to go off for 200 yards each.
So 200
200
yards.
yards.
200
Okay.
yards each.
All right.
Wow, Rodgers, you're going
Yeah.
out on a limb.
I
But
know.
you know
I
what?
think
It's
you're
the
good with the
Colts.
other ones. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Rodgers is gonna be
But
your
he-
one that
yeah.
maybe.
Can you say those one more time? Rodgers, Tua, Goff,
Mahomes.
CJ, and Mahomes.
Yeah.
CJ, and Mahomes.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, CJ, that's a tough defensive
That's a
matchup
tough
for them.
defense. The one that might hurt you is CJ, and I never thought we would.
Yeah.
say
Well, this too. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're going against
Tampa's
the Bears.
Yeah.
Tampa's defense is not bad.
They are down a few defensive
Yeah.
backs, but no, you're absolutely right.
It's going to come
Tampa
down to
team.
these two quarterbacks for
Yeah,
you, I think.
for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Mahomes is going to get you 200.
Yeah,
Like he
easy.
always does. Even when he's terrible, he still
Yep.
gets
He,
200.
in his sleep, he gets
Yeah.
you 200.
Yeah.
All right, CB. I hope this one pans out. I'm sorry Justin Jefferson came up a yard short. And I don't know what to tell you about Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
She had him in fantasy last year. He's stud.
Yeah.
Stud.
And he'll
He
bounce
is-
back.
Yeah,
He
will.
will.
He
He will. Oh,
always
for sure.
will.
For sure.
Like, I'll bet on him in the future, absolutely.
So our six-pack of picks, I'm here to tell you that we all sucked.
Yep.
It's week one. Okay, people, it's week one.
Yeah.
How bad do we suck?
We all
yeah.
had 3 out of 6.
Oh,
So
wow.
we batted
Okay.
500.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I thought I did way worse than that.
I did too.
I had the Chiefs. You two had the Ravens. Wheels and I had Green Bay. You had Philly. Wheels and I had Pittsburgh. You had Atlanta. But the Bears. We all went Bears. We all went Raiders.
yeah.
We did.
And then you two went
disappointed,
Lions and I went Rams. The Raiders, that was disappointing.
That was
Yeah.
very
That one was
disappointing.
Yeah.
really
It was real
disappointing for
bad,
me.
too.
I'm like, what do you mean the Chargers won?
I know.
I'm like, how did that happen?
Right?
I was so excited for the Raiders, man.
Me too.
I'm not going to give up hope yet because, like you say, it's week one.
It's week
And
one.
they're not the New York Giants. So
That's the standard.
That is
That's
the standard.
You guys know I almost was going to text you guys on Sunday, or maybe it was Saturday, and I'm like, I'm changing my Pittsburgh pick. Once I knew Russell Wilson was really out, but then in my head, I'm like, I think Justin Fields is just as good as
Yeah,
Russell
absolutely.
Wilson.
Yes,
He
100%.
just takes too many sacks.
Right.
And he still takes too many sacks,
Yes.
but I think he just needs playing time.
yes. Yes.
Needs some playing time.
Consistent playing time. Not like, oh, you're going to start this game, but,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So-
George Pickens surprised me because I wasn't expecting much from him with Fields. Anyway, we all should have got Chicago wrong because Tennessee is that good.
They
but
are.
They're young, but I can't.
What were you doing?
All right, so 6-pack of picks for this week. First game up is tomorrow night's game
Oh, I'm so
between
torn.
the Dolphins and the Bills. It is being played at Miami.
Okay.
The Dolphins are 1-9 in their last 10 games against the Buffalo Bills. Again, Mostert's not playing. We don't know about Achane. Are you ready? I'm picking the Dolphins.
Whoa.
Yep.
Where is the
Oh my god.
Ding, ding.
flag on the play?
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
In the how many times we have done pick six
Have you
that involve
ever-
the Dolphins?
Have you ever chosen them?
You have
No.
never chosen the Dolphins.
No.
And this is the
And in
matchup that you're
Thurston's
choosing.
pool, I will pick Buffalo. You know what? I watched, and this is what scares me. I get Miami's down, might be down 2 running backs, so just feed Hill and Waddle.
Yeah,
That'll make
for
you
sure.
happy.
That'll
For
make
sure,
me
for
very
sure.
happy.
Anthony Edwards, am I getting that right, Mark? The new defensive coordinator. He came from the Ravens. Might have the name wrong. Anthony Weaver. I did have the name wrong. They looked awful against Jacksonville. And then their defense pitched a shutout in the second half. That's adjustments by your defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Right.
And all camp, the defensive players for Miami, which they're not a solid defensive unit, they have done nothing but praise Coach Weaver. So his adjustments, and then Miami chipped away in that second half.
Yep.
Offensively, I don't think Buffalo's going to be as bad as they were against the Cardinals. I think they got a little shell-shocked there.
I agree.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
And I think the spread is like 2 points or something
Yeah.
like that. It is a real close one. Trent says, "Where is Bon?" I don't know what that means, guys.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
We need more. We need more
We need more.
information.
Where is Bon? I don't know.
I wrote my Miami down.
wow.
You know I want to change. And that was just me coming into the studio,
Yeah.
I was going with the Bills. As I was talking, I changed it.
I think I'm going to go with the Bills.
You're smart. You're like a freaking A. Lori's going with Miami.
Well,
Going with the Bills.
got to go with the New York team.
She wants to go with Miami so bad
I
because
do.
of Tyreek.
One New York team has to be good, guys.
I know.
One of them
Well,
has to.
and I have Tua,
I'm writing. Oh, yeah.
so I'm
Oh,
going
so
with
you-
the
you have
Dolphins.
to
Yeah,
go
I'm
for the
writing
Dolphins.
Miami down for you. All right.
Going
next
with the
up
Dolphins.
is the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. The 1-0 Patriots against the 1-0 Seahawks. And get this, though. They're traveling across country. Seattle is. That's a long ride. I'm picking Seattle.
Same. I can't pick the
Yeah.
Patriots. I
Yeah,
can't do it.
same for sure.
Can't do it.
Okay, so.
Oh, I think he meant for something from 802 Scoop.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Next up, 0-1 Giants and the 0-1 Commanders. Jaden Daniel looks good, but he's making me nervous. He's reminding me of RG3. What is it? Something about Washington
Yeah.
quarterback?
Three.
He got his helmet knocked off one time.
Yes,
and
he
I'm
did.
Like, learn how to slide
Yep,
properly,
for sure.
young man.
He'll learn very quickly.
Yep.
Very quickly.
And he's got some good cast. He's got Brian Robinson behind him, Eckler out in the flat, Terry McLaurin. You got to use your weapons a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Do you even have to ask me in Wheels?
yeah. Yeah.
So we're all going with Washington?
Yes. I think Jaden Daniels is going to go off against the Giants defense. The Giants defense is terrible.
Yep.
CBS, pick the New York Giants.
Yes, they did.
Just letting you know. Just add
I
that
think
little
Jaden
nugget.
Daniels is going to kill them using his legs alone.
Why? Why did they? Oh, okay.
The 0-1 Browns and the 0-1 Jags, two teams with high playoff aspiration, and they're 0-1. Neither one of these teams wants to go 0-2.
No.
They are at Jacksonville.
I'm going with Jacksonville.
Me too.
I'm going to go with the...
The
I'm
Browns.
gonna go with the Browns.
The Browns were terrible.
No, I
so
can't. I got to
bad.
go with the Jags.
Yeah.
And the Jags looked so good for
They
one
did.
half.
They did.
I think a handful of teams, a good half a dozen, forgot that there's two halves. They'll figure that out by this weekend.
Yeah.
This could be the highest scoring game.
Yes, agreed.
Yep.
The LA Rams at Arizona. Rams without Puka. Key to the Rams is Kyron Williams.
Yes.
Cooper Kupp's going to get, he got 21 targets.
Yeah.
I like the Cardinals a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. And again, they played. The thing that worries me with this team is their defense.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that doesn't, their young defense on the, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going with the Rams.
You going with the Rams?
I almost, my upset's Miami. I was going to go
Okay.
with the Cards.
I'm gonna go with Cardinals.
Okay.
I need an upset, so I'll go with the Cardinals as well.
Why do I keep going with the Rams?
Well, you picked them to win the West.
Well, that was before Puka got hurt.
But I
do
always
love
have to pick
Coach McVay.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
I
love
don't want to
him.
hear about injuries. I don't want to hear about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I mean, I had to pick one upset, and it's not going to be this one. So.
So Atlanta at Philly. Can Atlanta and Kirk Cousins really go 0-2?
Yes. And they're going to.
We're all
Yep.
going Philly.
They can. They will. It's going to happen.
We're all going Philly. All right, that completes the 6-pack of picks. We got to get a 6-pack of something
We do.
out here too.
Yes.
We promise we won't drink at CB. We're going to finish our show with Whiteboard Rapid Fire Day.
Oh, rapid fire.
So CB and Wheels got their whiteboards. They may not even have time to erase. They may have to go the long way and just write their answers
right.
down. I'm just kidding.
We can do that.
We're going to start off with head-to-head matchups. Okay?
Okay.
Who you picking? Bijan Robinson or Saquon Barkley? Just write them down. I'll go through the questions and then we'll go back, okay?
Yep.
Head-to-head matchup. Who you picking? Derek Carr or Dak Prescott? Let's remember, two good defenses there.
No.
All right. We've got, I think I got 7, lucky 7 questions going on here. Detroit backfield. Who do you want on your fantasy team for this week, Montgomery or Gibbs? Against, who did I say they were playing?
Tampa.
Tampa. You know, I have my glasses on. I still can't read the print here. All right. Amon-Ra against Tampa or Tyreek Hill against Buffalo?
Oh.
Both have to carry their teams. Well, Tyreek has to carry his team.
Yeah.
Okay. Justin Herbert against Carolina or Aaron Rodgers against Tennessee?
Oh, Carolina's awful.
Oh boy. CB's shaking her head.
Yeah, it's like
Derrick Henry against the Raiders or Kyron Williams against Arizona? Who's going to pick up Puka's targets? Marcus Robinson probably, but man, that Williams kid.
well,
Now you don't want to go against your fantasy
I
team,
know
do
I
you?
can't. Damn it.
Ah.
I don't really agree with that. I can't.
Thank God there's an eraser next to you. Oh, actually, I think I threw the eraser.
Well,
You good, CB?
Yeah.
This
right.
one's struggling bad.
No, that was.
It's hard when they're on your team.
You're going to hate my next one then. Travis Kelce against the Bengals or Sam Laporta against Tampa? What Kelce have? 3 catches, 21 yards.
Yeah. I mean, Laporta.
You know
didn't
who
do
looked
anything.
good? Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Buffalo, again for giving him to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I
All right,
I think I have to play him this week.
let's go.
Oh my gosh, I'm so dark.
You want to turn him
So
around?
dark over here.
Bijan or Saquon? What do you girls got?
Saquon.
Saquon.
All right. Oh, I usually circle these too.
I think we agreed on it.
Do we agree on all of them?
Derek
Oh
Carr
my God,
or
almost
Dak?
all.
Oh my gosh.
We
I
agreed
think
on
we all-
every one.
Dak, get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Montgomery.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Tyreek.
Yep.
Herbert.
Yep.
Herbert.
Yeah.
Woo,
That was
you
painful
guys.
for me.
Wow.
Ugh.
You went with Derrick Henry?
Yep.
What?
I had to.
And Laporta? Nobody went with.
Wow. Look at us, CB.
What's her name's boyfriend? What's her name again?
Taylor
Swift's
Swift?
boyfriend?
No.
Nope.
It's his mustache. Maybe
Holy.
if he gets rid of his Guido mustache,
That
then I'll pick
mustache
him.
is awful. That mustache is
The
awful.
mustache and his like bowl cut. What is he doing?
Right.
What's up with his hair?
It is.
You are dating Taylor Swift.
She
She
so
can't
bad.
like that.
Between that and the mustache.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like
that's
what's
hilarious.
happening?
What?
All right. Next week, send us your fantasy questions.
Yes.
We love it when you guys send us your fantasy questions. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to go Kyron Williams.
Okay.
Those are the only two I'm going to go away from you guys on. So I'll just put my initials on those
What game
two.
do you think is going to be the best of the weekend? Or the best of the week, because Thursday.
Do we agree that it was Rams-Lions?
Yes, last week
Oh,
it was.
last week, yeah.
Yes, 100%
Yeah, for sure,
Rams
for sure.
Lions.
So as we look at our helmets, and again, CBS Sports is picking the Vikings over the Niners.
Right.
I like the Vikings defense because Coach Flores is absolutely fabulous. I'm torn between these two games. The Eagles and the Falcons, because I do think this is going to be a good game.
Okay.
The Falcons, they have a good defense. Their offense just needs to get a clue because Kyle Pitts is still non-existent.
Yeah.
That's the game I was. Well,
I think the highest scoring game is going to be this one.
Yeah. I
Yes.
was gonna say Rams Cardinals.
But
Oh, that's Chargers.
what do you think? I don't want to
Chargers. Oh, that's
ignore this one.
Right.
Lions, Bucks.
This one kind of grabs my attention because I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yep.
Um,
This one too.
Yes.
Possibly.
I think this is going to be a great game tomorrow night.
Yep.
I love good Thursday night games. And don't sleep on this game. These two teams play
Right.
very tough together.
That's the Bengals and
Yep.
the Chiefs.
Yep.
But
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
Burrow
that'll be a
needs
good
to get
one.
his blonde
be a
head
good
out
one.
of his ass
He does.
and
And on that
do
note,
something.
I will say CBS, I think, picked the Bengals over the Chiefs.
Oh, well, there you
Oh.
go.
You now got to know who Xavier Worthy is.
Yes.
I mean, he scores a rushing and a catching touchdown, the rookie in his
I think I got to start him in my flex, I think.
And again, the Buffalo Bills traded that pick to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Shame on
Well
them.
done.
Shame on them. Well, on that note, the blonde, get your blonde, yep, out of your yup. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next Wednesday, same bat time, bat channel, 5 p.m. CB will be doing the six-pack of picks and the rapid fire fantasy. Enjoy the games. Enjoy some college football, especially that Friday night game. And, usually the Thursday night game is awful.
Right. Usually,
Let's hope for a good
I
game.
think it's going to be a great game.
Have a great rest of the week. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Have a great weekend.